Whoever you are, wherever you are, hope you are blessed and doing safe. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, family. Of course, I'm tuning in. You see me without the glasses off today. But if you're looking for some opportunities, particular advertisement opportunities, then look no further at the link at the bottom to my email address. You can hit me up for advertisement opportunities. We are supporting and promoting your businesses here on this channel. You can also, if you would like to donate and subscribe to our Patreon, a link is at the bottom as well. So you have multiple ways in which you can advertise with the platform by emailing me when we go on through our live stream. You also have access to premium content, those that want to see premium content that you will not find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, as I am suspended probably by now. You guys can check out the Patreon at link at the bottom. But advertisement opportunities, definitely email me, gavin.grich1@gmail.com for rates. And for the Patreon, it is the same as the YouTube channel. It is channel gboot2786. All right, I'll holla. Peace.
We got a dangerous man off the street today. He is never going to see the light of day again.
Now, breaking news and a breath of fresh air, the capture of Vicky White and Casey White after a week of them on the run. The Lauderdale County Sheriff announcing the anticipated arrest in Evansville, Indiana, after a brief chase.
So keep in mind that is more than 200 miles from here. Casey escaped the Lauderdale County Jail with the help of Vicky. Casey White, who was already serving a 75-year prison sentence, was in the jail awaiting trial on a murder charge.
Yeah, for the past week, we've been following this massive manhunt for the two. Hundreds of tips came in, with the reward money being added by the thousands in hopes that somebody would say something if they knew or saw something. It's a case which had the entire world watching. And now the next steps are bringing the two to justice.
I want to get out to WVTM 13's Bria Douglas in Lauderdale County tonight. She has been on top of this story since it first broke, talking with law enforcement, even friends of Vicky White.
Yeah, Bria, we know that the sheriff is breathing a bit easier tonight. In fact, he spoke about knowing that they'd be recaptured at some point.
That's right, guys. And he says it's the media that made this capture happen, emphasizing we kept the story in people's minds, and it's a tip from a caller that ultimately led to their capture. Earlier today, a tip led authorities to a car that Vicky and Casey were suspected to be in. From there, a car chase started, and according to officials in Evansville, U.S. Marshals used their car to stop them. We know that Vicky shot herself and has serious injuries. Casey White peacefully surrendered to police while Vicky was taken to the hospital. Here's what the sheriff had to say about the capture.
What I'm very thankful for tonight is that no one was hurt. No citizens were hurt. No law enforcement officers were hurt as a result of this escape.
Vicky White faces additional charges of identity theft and forgery, along with that charge of assisting Casey White in the escape. Ian?
So, Bria, the sheriff said that this has been just a whirlwind of a case for him, for his department. In fact, during that news conference about an hour or so ago, he said during his 5 decades in law enforcement, he had never seen anything like this. So did they talk about changes or what they're planning to do when Vicky is brought back to Alabama?
He said that once Vicky White is brought back to Alabama, she will be held at a separate location other than the Lauderdale County Jail. And moving forward, he said this whole situation has just taught him you never know who you can trust, because he trusted Vicky White. Live in Lauderdale County, Bria Douglas, WVTM 13.
Bria, thanks. So once again, Vicky White and Casey White were arrested in Evansville, Indiana. Just to give you an idea of where about that is, it's about 4.5 hour drive from here, from this location. You'd have to drive through Tennessee, which is where a car the two used was found abandoned. And we heard from the arresting agency in Indiana, who spoke about the chase and how they managed to go undetected for some time.
Well, they're criminals. Sometimes they do things that are unexplainable. But in this case, I'm glad they did.
Of course, this has been just a wild week and a half. So let's walk you through how we got to today. It was a week ago last Friday that blue alert was issued for Vicky White, who was last seen with Casey White. You probably got it on your phone. A couple of days after that, investigators started to offer up reward money leading to information for the two's capture. The U.S. Marshal offering $10,000 for Casey, $5,000 for Vicky. Then the governor eventually also offering $5,000 for each.
Yeah, so a week later, we learned of a car that the two may have been using. This one here, the Ford Edge, that was discovered last Friday, abandoned right in Tennessee, which is south of Nashville. Today, we learned of the two's capture in Evansville, Indiana. This was after an anonymous tip. The sheriff says that they're working on getting both Vicky and Casey White back to Alabama.
All right, what's up, family? Good evening. Good evening. So you all seen the breaking news development. I wanted to go live with this live stream tonight real quick when I saw the news that your Vicky White and your Casey White, a.k.a. Bonnie and Clyde 2.0, got caught going into Evansville, Indiana. They spotted the 6'9" Casey White at a car wash. And if you don't believe me, you can actually look at these photographs here on Google that I've seen, where they actually show Casey White actually inside a car wash trying to get his truck washed. Now, the aftermath you see right there, that's the actual car, the getaway car that was flipped over during the police chase. And apparently here you can see Casey White outside the car wash. They say possibly, but that's the photos that they suspected of Vicky White, of Casey White, outside of in Evansville, Indiana. Now, what were they doing headed north? This isn't the underground world, when criminals are attempting to escape law enforcement, they typically try to go to Mexico, to a foreign nation. They did not. They went further north. Why? I don't know. And we probably will never know. But what has happened too is while what everybody expected, since Casey White is a dangerous felon, everyone thought he would be the one dying in the shootout with police. That was not the case. The person who had only gunshot that was fired apparently was by Vicky White. And Vicky White succumbed to her wounds as of 7:06 p.m. this evening. So this was Bonnie and Clyde 2.0. They got their Bonnie and Clyde 2.0 on. They stayed in one town for 6 years. Yes. This made 0 sense. Now, I apologize, guys. You probably wanted to see me out with my face and stuff on, but I'm in gym clothes right now, and I've had a long day. It messed up. I would not want to mess up your screens with the way I appear, although I always look good, I know. But I tend not to. I want to be professional, and especially I'm trying to go live tomorrow to talk about some things, some other topics. But yeah, this is crazy. 6 days in the same town, from Birmingham to this Evansville, Indiana, which is where they were caught. This small town in Indiana. They essentially it's a 4-hour drive, as what the newscaster had explained. They collided with them, according to Vanderburgh County Sheriff Dave Wedding. He said in the press conference that he did not know what part of her body was shot, referring to your Vicky White, but she said they were caught. The car that they were caught in was a Cadillac, and the chase didn't last long. We gained information that a vehicle matching the description of a suspect vehicle was near our sheriff's office, so the U.S. Marshals Task Force and deputy sheriffs went to the area. Wedding said Casey White and Vicky White, no relation, fled in the vehicle on Highway 41 north past Highway 57 and turned into a grassy area. The Marshals Task Force officers intercepted them, actually collided with them to end the pursuit. When this occurred, Vicky White shot herself, and Casey White was injured, not too seriously. Both had been taken to hospitals. Local hospitals be examined for their injuries. When he said, her injuries are very serious. I don't know what the true extent, but I want to commend the Marshals Task Force for being here, working diligently with the Vanderburgh County Sheriff's Office to put two bad people and get them off the street. So, this correction officer, as you know, Vicky White, is 56 years old. She apparently fell, I'm guessing, in love. And you'll probably get the interview from Casey, since he has nothing but time on his hands. Casey White has nothing but time on his hands the next 75 to 100 years, if that long, because he's being tried also for capital murder, which if it goes in the death penalty, he may not be longer. So they may want to get that interview soon. But it looked like a self-service car wash from what I saw, Beauty Supply. You don't understand. You got to lie low if you're a fugitive and you as tall as a basketball player. Like, motherfucker, what the hell are you doing? It was a stupid ass. They say the criminal mind is a stupid mind, like Officer Otis or Martin. He said the criminal mind, Mr. Pooh, is a dumb mind. When he was watching Pam and Gina. This is not gonna be the first day they look here, girl. Yes, March, baby, she is dead. She has passed on. She has passed on. So, yeah, these are the photographs. That appears to be one of the vehicles that they were in. That's supposed to be Casey White there. A Ford F-150 was found abandoned at a car wash on South Winnebago Avenue in Evansville. So that's him on April 26th, and then that's May 3rd. So 12 days, these people were out living the dream as a couple. Well, you'll have plenty of time to stretch them. Shit, he could have stretched them at the hotel he could have stretched them when they got to the border. But yeah, this Vicky White lady, I mean, you think about this guy. She threw away 17 years of her career as a corrections officer in Alabama. She threw away her pension. I don't know if she had family, like children or anything like that. I take it she didn't. Now look at this. I'm looking at CNN, and according to this, Casey White reportedly told the officers, I'm trying to say it in his accent. I don't know how he sounds, but y'all help my wife. She shot herself in the head and I didn't do it. Now they're not married. They're not related. But he calls her his wife. So this is some crazy shit. This is this crazy shit. So the tip came Sunday night, Singleton said. The wedding said the duo were believed to have been in Evansville since May 3rd. So yeah, they've been here for 6 days. So they think that's Casey White. Yes, she was facing multiple charges. Obviously, yeah, from I guess say identity theft, forgery, facilitating the escape in the first degree. Singleton said he wished that she would have survived her injuries, but they say, of course, she didn't. Well planned and calculated. So she had planned this escape down to a T. Yeah, I imagine so. Bonnie and Clyde. You know where Bonnie and Clyde happened to be killed at, right? Bonnie and Clyde were killed right in my home state of Louisiana. And that took place in the early 1930s, in 1934. This is the actual car, just so you guys can see just history. But if you ever heard the story of Bonnie and Clyde, they were killed right outside, right out in Louisiana. This is their car. That's called the death car. That's Bonnie and Clyde. There were people actually praising them. They loved them. They were celebrities. It's right in Gibbsland, Louisiana. The Ambush Museum. That's what they call it. This is an actual. That's a small town. Gibbsland Death Museum. But this is the actual. That's the actual car. They have a replica car in Gibbsland, Louisiana. Why they didn't just bring it to that area that town where Bonnie and Clyde were actually killed at, I don't know. That's the Ambush Museum. Yeah, they were always glorified. And these were murderers. I mean, yeah, there's a movie with Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway called Bonnie and Clyde. It's in sales in Bienville Parish, Louisiana. Oh, look at this. As the flowers are all made sweeter by the sunshine and the dew, so this old world is made brighter by the lives of folks like you. Give me a freaking break, man. Oh, they praise and kill these people. And let's not forget, when we talk about Blue Lives Matter, they killed over 9 police officers for civilians. They are believed, well, I should say they are believed, but they were bank robbers. Says here that even Clyde had a brother, Buck Barrow, who was, Gene Hackman played him in the movie, and he even died. Not, I think before Clyde died. So, I mean, he died. He and his brother, they lived violent lives. Yeah. But anyway, I wanted to come in and talk about that. That was the main thing I wanted to talk about. So we say Vicky White and Casey White were apprehended by law enforcement, and of course we know that Vicky White has died, succumbing to her injuries via looks apparent suicide, or could have been an accident. We don't know, but it was, according to all accounts, a self-inflicted gunshot wound. So uh, that was the breaking news. My update from yesterday. So, what do y'all think? If you have any comments, any remarks, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this broadcast. This wasn't gonna be a long one, guys. Y'all know I don't come on Mondays normally unless there's some type of breaking news. But I want to talk about this tomorrow. I'm gonna be talking about. I guess I can tell you what tomorrow's live stream will be about. We're gonna be discussing a couple of things, including these NBA players who have come under attack by some fans, in particular Chris Paul, who was in an altercation with a fan who apparently got too handsy with his mom and his wife, and his, Chris Paul's wife. We'll also be talking about how in Ukraine, the Biden administration is preparing to send $33 billion to the Ukraine to fight Russia. Uh, Also, some other stories, especially this Kevin Samuels death. They've just released actually the 911 call where the nurse called asking for a bus to come and get Mr. Samuels and bring him to the hospital, where unfortunately we all know that he didn't make it. And I'm going to talk about how people continue to disparage this brother. wrongfully and badly. So we're going to be discussing all of that tomorrow on this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a good one, so you don't want to miss that. But I'm going to wrap it up, guys, but that's just what I want to talk about. So Vicky White and Casey White apprehended. Vicky White, of course, dead by self-inflicted gunshot wound at the age of 58. So you all, guys, be safe, be blessed. We'll follow up on tomorrow. I'll holla. Peace.